So there's some rumors out there that Doctor Strange Benedict Cumberbatch will not be in Avengers Doomsday. I know this sounds super weird considering he's such a popular character in the MCU in particular, but I think I know why. Before we get too far into this, guys, we're on the road to 3,000 subs. We're getting so close, so if you're new to this channel, I would love to have you here. Also, leave a like and comment down below because I read every single one and I most likely will respond. Now, let's go ahead and discuss this idea that Doctor Strange may not be in Avengers Doomsday.
I'm Spider-Man.
Look, we all know that the MCU over the past couple years has gotten very, very bloated. I'm not saying bloated in a negative way, I'm talking in terms of quantity of characters. We've introduced the Eternals, we introduced the Thunderbolts, we've got so many different heroes that are brand new and we haven't really spent too much time with them. We also have the street level characters, the Disney Plus shows that we've only seen once of this character and haven't seen them since. You take all of those new characters, then you add in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you add in the current Avengers. There are a lot of players at work. Obviously, there's going to be characters that don't appear in this movie. In Infinity War, we didn't see everybody. We did see most, if not everybody, in Endgame, and I think they're going to maybe want to do something similar with Secret Wars, having everybody show up, but I don't know if they're going to want to do the same thing with Doomsday. I think for Doomsday, we're going to stick with the Fantastic Four, the current Avengers, and some of the more prominent new characters, mainly focusing on the Fantastic Four. But when you think of the current MCU powerhouses, Doctor Strange is definitely near the top. He was in No Way Home. He just had his movie a couple years ago with Multiverse of Madness. There's so much witchy, dark magic stuff going on in the MCU right now. Not having him in Doomsday would be strange. No pun intended. I cannot believe I just said that. But look, I personally just read Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars for the first time, and Doctor Strange does play a big role in that. And if they're going to pull elements from Jonathan Hickman's storyline from Secret Wars into the Secret Wars film, there might be a reason why Doctor Strange doesn't show up in Doomsday. At least not for a majority of the movie or have a big role. Maybe at the end he will show up. So I'm not going to break down Secret Wars completely in this video. If that is something you guys would be interested in, please let me know because I would love to maybe do a live stream and read through Secret Wars with you guys. That sounds like a ton of fun. But here's how Doctor Strange kind of plays a role in all of it. At the end of the multiverse, you have the main comic book universe, the 616 universe, colliding with one other universe, and that is the Ultimate Universe. These were the last two universes left standing after all of the incursions, which we heard about in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and we know that they're coming. And by the end of it, during this last incursion between the 616 and Ultimate Universe, everything ends. Two life rafts do escape from Earth, one being full of heroes and one being full of villains. And after some time in cryosleep, they wake up to an Earth that is basically a combined version of Earth that includes many different elements from across the multiverse. Yes, there's a Wakanda, yes, there's a New York, but they're all different and all melded together into one perfect planet. And who rules over this planet? Who becomes God himself? Doctor Doom. While all the heroes were fighting their battles trying to save their own planet by destroying others, Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange were off doing something else, harnessing all of the power to create something new afterwards. And I'm gonna stop explaining Secret Wars there because you need to go read it if you haven't. Again, I would love to make a video on it if that's what you guys are interested in, but let's talk about how Doctor Strange's role plays into this and why I think he's not going to be in Doomsday. Believe it or not, we only have a couple movies left that need to come out before Avengers Doomsday. We've got Thunderbolts, Captain America, Fantastic Four, and then we have Avengers. At this time, the beginning of 2025, we have yet to see Doctor Doom in any capacity within the multiverse. We know incursions exist, we know all of this crazy multiverse stuff is happening, but we don't see Doctor Doom. The last time we saw Doctor Strange was at the end of Multiverse of Madness in the post-credit scene where Clea pops up and tells Doctor Strange about incursions and how they need to stop them. So clearly some elements are being pulled from Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, we just don't know the full extent of which yet. But going back to the fact that we haven't seen Doctor Doom yet, and we're not getting a Doctor Strange movie before Avengers, what if there's some stuff that happens off screen? What if Doomsday is a movie that is solely focused on telling the story of Doctor Doom through his own point of view? Imagine the heroes that we know and love are the enemy while we watch and experience everything as Doom is experienced. And then by the end of Doomsday, when the multiverse really is getting super unstable and multiverses are collapsing on each other, Doctor Doom decides to do something heroic because again, he could be the protagonist of Doomsday Doomsday, I know that sounds crazy, but maybe we see a post-credit scene or something of him and Doctor Strange going off doing their own thing that lead into Secret Wars. In Secret Wars, Doctor Strange serves as the sheriff of Battleworld, which is the planet Doctor Doom created after all of the incursions. Strange is one of the very few people left who knew what life was like before Battleworld, before the incursions. He's one of the few who remembers. This, along with other events that happen in the books, really build a crazy relationship between Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom, and I'm not going to spoil it, but you should read it. And this, along with other events that are happening in Battleworld, really make you understand how important Doctor Strange is as a character. So his blatant omission from Doomsday may mean that they're saving him for something greater for Secret Wars, which I think they're going to do. What I would love to see is Doomsday focus solely on Doctor Doom going up against our heroes, introducing this character maybe not as a complete villain, maybe just having a completely different mindset than Reed Richards. And we have two different teams that branch off. We have the team that goes with Doctor Doom and the team that goes with the Fantastic Four. On Doctor Doom's team, maybe at the end of the movie or a post-credit or something, we see him team up with Doctor Strange. Overall, do I think it's weird that Doctor Strange may not be in Doomsday? Yes, of course. He's a character that you set up very multiverse based in the past couple years to lead this phase of the MCU, so to not include him in a flagship Avengers film is definitely a choice, but look, if the writing is good, then I'm all for it. Like I said, after reading Secret Wars, I can see why they're maybe holding on to Doctor Strange and not showing him until Secret Wars after building these relationships with the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. Kind of just a weird theory that I'm having, but after reading the comic books that these movies are going to be based on, hopefully, it makes me hopeful that they're going to pull some elements from them. I know this is a quick one, but guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all very soon.